This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Jamie Stegmaier of Stonemaier Games. I don't know if this guy is from this planet. I actually starting to think that this guy is an alien because nobody can make games like this as perfectly. I mean, the boxes, the components, everything is always perfect. Today we're going to be taking a look at his latest offering, which is Vantage. Wow, that's all I'm going to say. Let's go down to the table. I'm going to give you a brief overview of it, and we're going to come up back on the other side, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this just amazing game. I mean, spoiler alert, no problem. I mean, anybody that you've seen, this is just amazing. Let's go down and take a quick peek. Now, I'm not going to explain everything here, but this game is really fantastic. And I'm going to go over a few things. I don't want to do any spoilers or anything like that, so I'm going to kind of show you how things kind of work here. You have health, morale, and time here. And if it ever goes down to 0, you're going to lose. There are a couple of different ways that you can start. You can start on 5 or 6, but the suggested starting area is 4. Now, the way this is going to work, you have a little book here that kind of gives you what you need to do and you know, a few rules that you may need, but you really don't need it because you're going to start right off on the back of this book, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to randomly, roll a die, and they come with 13 of these dice. One went flying, sorry about that. And you're going to roll, and I rolled this, and I ended up having to pull out card 1437. That's right, there's a lot of cards in here, and I'll show you that in a bit. You're going to take this card. This is who you're going to be. You're going to have another card that you're going to be able to place, and I'll show you that when I show you the box. And this is who you're going to be. Now you see this challenge pool of dice. You're going to take 8 dice and add 2 for every player. So you're going to have additional players, or you can play solo, which is really good. And it's really suggested that if you play solo, you just play one character as you go on this grand adventure. Now you see the dice and you think, oh, well, I'm going to roll dice, which is fantastic. No, you don't want to roll dice because there's usually something bad on each side here if they come up, and you cannot negotiate these dice, be able to put them away someplace or make them disappear, because you are going to have these cubes here and you're going to try to get more, and they're going to give you different abilities that can, like for this particular guy, you can get rid of, by taking one of these, you can get rid of one of the rolls for one of your challenges. If a star came up, which is your morale, you'd be able to put it here. You would be able to put a thing here and maybe get an additional cube, but that's going to take up all the space. And as you use these dice and assign these dice, they are going to plug up, because you're going to be able to do 3, 3, and 3 of cards, and you'll get different types of cards as you go through to kind of help you. You'll get weapons and things like that, and you're going to build around this card, which would be separated over here. As you, this symbol is a negative, so if this ever comes up, nothing happens. And this one is kind of a redo. It goes back into the generated pool. Once you run out of dice, you're going to pull all the dice off all your cards, freeing everything up, and put them back into the challenge pool where you'll be able to draw from. And then, of course, you negotiate, and all these spaces will be free, and you'll be able to do certain things. But if you cannot negotiate them, you are going to slowly, for each die, work your way down. Depending on this was 2 time, you would go here. If you ever go here, you're going to read out of the storybook, the book of the storybook, and it's going to either give you another chance or it's going to end the game, which is very possible. The way you win is whether you complete a mission, or when you get a destiny card and complete the destiny, you will go to that section and you will be able to possibly end the game if you want to. You can maybe do more. Well, this will definitely end the game, but if you complete the mission, it will give you a chance to keep going to complete your destiny. And there is a lot going on here, because after you go through everything and you pick your character, you're going to of course have some of these extra tokens here, which these things are going to be able to eliminate. Say you have to roll 3 dice, and I'm kind of hesitant about showing you anything in the book. If it tells you that you have to roll 3 dice for a challenge, depending on the challenge, you can use one of these tokens to take a dice away, and you want to take as few dice away as you possibly can. Here, this wouldn't be too bad, because this would go into the penalty area here, and you would be able to negotiate that, thus causing no problem. And then you would read further into the book. I'll show you something, which would be good enough to get through that. Now, after we go through everything here, and it's going to set you up. Like I said, it tells you to start at daring instead of practical and cautious, and it'll get you everywhere. And then you're going to get skills, 2 random skills, and then you're going to roll 2 of these dice. These are good dice, and then you are going to pull out a card depending on the section here. When I rolled, I came up with this card right here, okay, which is 739, okay. And then what you're going to be able to do when you get these cards, the first part, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to miss anything, is I rolled and then I got, this 004. I was able to read this and then roll on this, and I was able to get this card. Now, the nice thing about this is this card covers the back, because if you're playing with other people, you do not want to show them the area on the back here, because it'll give away some things. And you want to keep this hidden, because you don't want anybody to kind of really get a feel of what's going on or where you are when you dropped on this planet. And that is where you roll here. And like I said, I had 004, and then I went and rolled on there, and I came up with 739. You can only do these action once unless you are told to do it to continue, which you would be able to roll a second time. You are going to pick one of these things depending on what you read here. The sounds of the merriment can be heard from an overgrown island. And now what do you want to do? Do you want to sneak in? Do you want to prepare, boast, your honor, extract, and raid? And depending on who you are and how you feel about yourself, you're going to pick what you think is going to be the best option. I would pick honor. Well, I did pick honor, and by rolling honored, I was able to get this particular mission. And I negotiated with very few dice. From there, you can go here, which is west, which you would pull card 733, or you can roll, you can go and you can go these ways, which are kind of special areas that you can go to, which sometimes usually aren't that good. You're going to want to use movement to of course, move. And when you do a movement, you are going to take 1 dice and you are going to roll it. That was negative. I would go to 733, and I would go into this massive box and pull out 733. Now, as you can see, and I'm just going to move this on here because I don't want to bang everything up, there are a ton of different cards that you can get, and I'll pull one out just for anything. You can get certain types of life magic and things like that, and all kinds of different things and events. And you're going to go to there are so many. It's over. Oh God, I got to pull this out. 800 different locations on this island. Now, I use this to separate to know where I'm going to put my thing, but you also have this here where you're going to put, so you'll know where to put a card back once you negotiate that particular card or location, depending on what you want to do. It's a nice little placeholder for sure. And this card really helps you out. But as you go to different locations, like we said, okay, well, we'll go to 733, and I'll pull this out just real quick. You would turn this over, you would hide the back, and then a large spherical object emits a near blinding light. Well, now what do I want to do here? Do I want to do something here, or do I want to pick something off my mission to check? Because you could pick any of these, or I can do something with equip, buy, or master with my character. And depending on what I pick, I will go to the book, and depending on where I'm at, like I'm at 733 here, and if I decide to go with honor on 733, there are tons of different books that you would be able to, depending on the area you choose, you would be able to go. Now, not to ruin anything, and I don't want to ruin anything for you guys, so I'm going to be very careful how I do this. And I just kind of want to show you really, really quick. 733. So honor, I would roll 1, the sanctity of the pearl. That's all I would read at that moment. Now, I would have to negotiate that 1 die. I would roll it. Okay. Oh, perfect. It's 1 that I get rid of. That's negotiated. And then I would read the rest. But I'm not going to read the rest, and it would either give me something. I would gain a particular card, like this one here. I would gain 808, 868. And it gives you a little bit backstory, which, again, I don't want to ruin for you. Because I want you to be able, after all the hard work that they put into this, that I really want you to explore and find everything for yourself. And I don't even want to ruin one bit. The replayability is ridiculous. Going through and getting destinies and things like that are fantastic. It is not easy to keep from getting there. And getting pounded on, because you are going to run into some challenges that are going to have 7 or 8 dice that you're going to have to roll. You got to make sure that you have a ton of skills, a ton of different equipment that you will be able to negotiate those dice and be able to keep moving, making smart choices, not being aggressive at times, and depending on your personality and how you want to play that particular player, is going to dictate how you're going to do. Sometimes it's good to be aggressive. Again, like I said, when you play with other players that have these nice little stands here that you are going to be able to put things into to keep from the other players. Again, everything's so well thought out with anything from Stonemaier games. They just do a fantastic job. And the amount of story cards and everything else that you get in here is just absolutely ridiculous. And this is why I really feel that this should be like almost game of the year, because there's just so much to do and no story is the same. It really is amazing. So let's go up top. I gave you a brief overview how this works, and we'll talk more up top. Every time I feel that I've seen everything and I'm getting kind of bored with board gaming, a Stonemaier game comes out and it just sucks me in. This one is more up my alley than anything since Scythe. And I'm a guy that I like a lot of things, but my thing is that sci-fi type of stuff that I really enjoy. And this crash landing on a planet and then trying to find your way, trying to find your destiny, what is your destiny, and running into all kinds of different types of challenges and how this plays out. And it just tells this fantastic story, which is just so well thought out. Jamie really is not from this planet. I think this is a story of his life or something, because how anybody ever thinks of this stuff is beyond me. this is a must-have. I really love the time, the health, and the morale. How you've got to pay attention to all of those. I didn't even talk about money and how that plays into things and stuff like this, but this is a game that you could play it solo and have a tremendous experience, and then play it with others, and then you're going to find that you are interacting together and trying to find out where each other are, because depending on what side of the planet you are, it's basically you can contact each other, through, you have like a headset or something that you can pretend that you have, but you are able to contact each other and kind of help with certain things. Somebody may fail a challenge. You can give them your skill tokens, and that will help them. And you're trying to negotiate all these things so you can complete these destinies and these as a group, the missions and the destinies. And it's really just amazing how this plays out and does so many wonderful things. The art is beautiful. Everything is just what you expect from a Stonemaier game. How you can put it away. It's so easy and so well thought out. Everything has a place. Meticulous design in every sense of the fashion. Stonemaier Games, Jamie Stegmaier, another masterpiece. Vantage, make sure you get this. This can easily be the game of the year, in my opinion. So until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.